am Stacey Norman, and I am a drive host on East Coast Radio, KZN's #1 hit music station. My favorite color is leopard print, and I did not wake up like this. Sure, a little bit about my journey that spans 20 years. So obviously I started when I was 3. I did actually start in radio when I was 15. I won a talent competition at a fancy radio station in Cape Town called KFM. And I did not want to participate. My mother did it behind my back, so she is single-handedly responsible for everything that I've done and reminds me every chance she gets. I think I did weekend overnights for 2 weeks, and then it was weekend evenings, and then it was daytime, and I was the youngest person they ever had on daytime. And I spent many happy years within the Prime Media Group. Then they simulcast me to 947, which was Highveld at the time, and then I moved to Johannesburg, and then I lived there. And then I hosted TV things and been on TV and done like a bunch of stuff, and then I thought maybe I just stop. And then East Coast called, and now I live in Durban. Surprise! What do I enjoy about being at East Coast? Well, firstly, the lifestyle in this province is insane. So the idea that you could step outside and actually see the ocean, unlike in Cape Town where you have to sit in traffic for 3 hours to get through Camps Bay. The people are amazing. And also, it's been cool for me because I think who I am as a person is something that maybe KZN was waiting for. I feel like there's so many women in this province who are a little loud and a little out there and a little vivacious and and they needed some kind of representation. And I see myself in all of these girls, and I think that they see themselves in me. So I feel like in a way I've come home, actually. So, I mean, look, the impact of what we do is obviously not tangible, right? But what I've noticed is that very young girls and grown women and grandmothers all will come up to me and be like, I love what you stand for. And I think that there's this wit and this humor and the sassiness that exists in women all over the place, but specifically in KZN. And they feel that energy from me. So the whole objective for me from the onset, initially I was a solo presenter and then moved into groups and now obviously doing a co-hosted show, is that the audience was always going to be my co-host. I want you to feel like you know me. I want you to be able to see me in the streets or at the Woolies or wherever I happen to be and be like, hey girl, and I'll be like, hey girl, hey. It's the same experience. I didn't want it to be, I'm too fancy, because I'm not fancy. And I think that that's what people enjoy about me, because we're all the same. I just sometimes wear nice clothes and get my hair done. Achievements along my journey. Well, the fact that I'm still here, which is remarkable. So generally speaking, especially in this industry, it's female radio presenters are side characters to male presenters. So our job is to giggle in the background, even if it's not funny, and to be very pleasant, to smile and to talk about the weather. And when I was coming into radio as a very young person, all the female presenters around me, that's what they were doing, and that's what they were lauded for. You were never going to get a drive show. You were never going to be a breakfast host. So as those systems have started to change over the past few years, I've been lucky to still be here. So there's that. Also, what else have I done? I've won stuff, you know, I'm sure over the years. What have I done? Like, what have I won? What have I won? The thing is, growing up in the spotlight and having to trade off my personality, you're not allowed to have a bad day. So navigating who Stacey is versus who Stacey Norman is has been an interesting transition because, again, from 15 to where I am now. And I'm immensely proud of the fact that I just haven't ever backed down from a challenge. It was like, okay, listen, you need to leave home and go and do this somewhere else. And I was like, yes, I'll do it. In fact, coming to East Coast, my program manager at the time, he phoned me. I was on my way to gym and he said to me, how would you feel about switching out Houghton Mommies from Plunga Mommies? Because I was going to some kind of like, I don't know, like spin class or like something. And I just said yes. I didn't even ask which show it was for. I could have been doing midnights. I had no idea. Didn't ask what I was getting paid. I was like, yes, I'll do it. And 2 weeks later, I'd moved to KZN. So I'm very much a firm believer in go. Like the universe will meet you where you are, but you need to go. Say yes first and work out the details later. See, this is why she's here, because she remembers these things, yeah. So, you know, like every day is a new day.
Sorry, tell them from the beginning.
Okay, yes, ma'am. So I was raised to be on stage. I think that my parents, my dad, like there's nothing that I've ever done that he hasn't been like right there with a video camera for. And I love the idea of being praised and lauded for just being extra, right? So that's how I ended up in this industry. But the problem is that everyone in this industry is deeply insecure. So when you're navigating those paths as a young person, a young woman, we all go through it. But the objective is to be fine. I'm fine. So I created a persona who is Stacey Norman, and everybody loves her all the time, and she's great and dandy. But something that has been fed back to me over the years is maybe I'm too perfect, which is such a joke because I know what's happening behind the scenes. But I'm really good at pretending that I'm fine, as so many of us are. And I was like, maybe I could do something that would stretch me and I could be a little bit vulnerable. So I attempted to get my driver's license in front of 1 million people. I didn't want to do it, as clearly I was born to be a passenger princess. But I did it, and I learned how to drive, and I got my driver's license. And the whole thing was I didn't want to do it by myself, because I was like, if I'm this stage of my life and I don't want to try it and then fail, especially not publicly, there must be other people who are in the same boat for whatever reason. And we opened it up to women. So as long as you were over 18 and you were scared and you wanted to do it with me, you could do it. And we took 2 ladies with us, and they went on the journey at the same time, and they also both got their driver's licenses. So just about like doing little things where I can stretch myself as a person and be a little bit more vulnerable, connect with the audience, particularly the female audience, but also that they get something out of it too. It isn't about watch me do this thing and be impressed by me for me. It goes back to what I was saying about the audience being a co-host, especially the female audience. I want you to feel like you're in conversation with me all the time. I don't want it to be like, I mean, I get people can admire you for your achievements and whatever, but that's not why I'm here. That's not the point. I 100% thought I was going to fail. I was convinced of it. I was like, and then maybe I'll probably cry. But throughout the years, there've been lots of things like, always a bridesmaid, never a bride. I'm married to my job. I will do anything to be successful. I have this like incessant drive, and it's not because my parents pushed me for that. It's because I know that I'm excellent. And I think that if we applied maybe 10% more, we could all be excellent. But what's between you and that 10%? Life gets in the way, things happen. So I've just kind of, husband, who? No. A permanent residence? No. However, happy to report, met a fantastic man. He's hoping. And I bought a house now, like a couple of months ago. So I'm trying to like lay down roots, to stop running, because I think also this constant need to want to chase success and outbest myself. I'm now at a stage in my life where I feel like I've done really well, and I just want to enjoy what I've done and kind of sit in it and be present for it and be grateful for it, as opposed to what's next and here and there. The competitive part of me is chilling a little bit. I'm done for 2025, I'm done. And now this, right? So this came out of nowhere too. And I've managed to keep my cat alive and thriving for 12 years, and all my houseplants are doing well. So yeah, I am thriving. I'm thriving. So the advice that I would give to young women is that it's difficult. And I think you need to accept that it's difficult. It's not glitz and glam. Like, I was convinced when I walked into this industry that I was going to be the white bonang. That was the objective that I had. And if you think about what she stands for, and she's very, gorgeous and perfect and well put together. Obviously, I understand that isn't who she is all the time. But I had this idea of what I needed to be in order to be who I wanted to be. That's a fallacy. And these are things that you learn over the years and as you grow. So it's going to be more difficult, not necessarily than you imagined, not just to look great, but also to execute at that level all the time. You're going to have to dig deep. This really is one of those industries where you have to leave your nonsense at the door. You do. And people expect a level of performance from you. So like any great athlete or any great performer, the show must go on. And as long as you can do that and wrap your head around it, you schedule your cries for after 6, I would also highly suggest a skilled therapist, and just taking some time. Also, surrounding yourself with the right people is very important. A lot of people have glamorized excess, and it's not all that glamorous, because everyone wants the end product, but they don't see all the years of work. I didn't just get here as the first female drive host that East Coast Radio has ever had, which is unbelievable, actually. And that was in 2020. So, yeah, we've seen things. We've seen things. So outside of, I can't believe you only work 3 hours a day, the biggest fallacy about this industry is that it's easy to get into. And it's actually not, because, again, very limited space. So if this is something that you want to do, first piece of advice, don't use radio as a stepping stone. Radio is such a beautiful medium, and the craft of radio is something that needs to be held in such high regard, and you need to respect it. So if you're getting into it for the wrong reasons, because you want to be TikTok famous, rather than go do that on TikTok. So you need to really want to do this. Understand that you will start, like Drake said, from the bottom, and you will eventually get here. So it takes time. And in that time, there's also this propensity, I think, for young people too, to want to like do it really quickly, right? You must take your time, because the longer it takes for you to get to a daytime slot, a drive show, that's longevity in your career. If you can make money doing something that you love, you're not really working. So to have a passion for people, for the process, the understanding of why radio was not killed by the video star and hasn't been killed by social media. It's something that is bigger than you. You are not bigger than the product. You are part of a product that serves a community, whether you are in Cape Town, Johannesburg, America, KZN, it doesn't matter. Like, you are there to serve the community, and understanding your role in this massive ecosystem and how lucky you are. It's such a special thing. So if you want to do it, it's going to take time. Pay attention, be aware of what's going on around you. Don't compete with what's going on around you, and find your signature thing, because if you start your first show with a fake accent, a fake voice, or a fake personality, you might have to keep that going for 20 to 30 years. So be sure that you're sure. So my biggest dream has always been to be the best at what I do. So for me, the pinnacle of a radio presenter's career is to host a breakfast show. And that's what I want. It's why I moved here. I'd done daytime, I'd done simulcasted shows, I've broadcast all over the country, I've done the TV gigs, I've done it all, but that's what I want. It is the, like, creme de la creme as far as this industry is concerned. And I do believe that if you are on a breakfast show, if you think about how many radio stations, commercial radio stations there are in the country, there aren't very many. And then those teams are made up of maybe 2-3 people. It's such a coveted spot, and everybody who's there has worked and worked and worked to get there. So I've worked, and I plan on getting there. Weirdly, as far as like relaxation is concerned, I'm not a ghoul who does a meditation. Hey, I get very distracted. But when I moved to Johannesburg, so I left Cape Town, I'm a Cape Townian, moved to Joburg to work for 947, I started running. And I run most days. I'll do 5, 6, 7 kilometers. It's a solo activity for me. I do not want to do the comrades. Stop asking me if I want. I don't, okay? That's psychotic. But shout out to those who do. And I spend a lot of time on my own in silence, actually. I need quiet. I think a lot of it is, I'm very like, go, 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 go. And I give, and people want, and we pull and we take. And I'm actually deeply introverted, which people don't know, maybe wouldn't assume. So quiet time is important, and that's what running is for me. It's my sacred time. I don't want a running buddy. I just want to listen to some Taylor Swift or a podcast and mind my business and carry on.